guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Very excited today since this is my very first video for Craftread. I'm going to teach you how to make a card with the layered hydrangea stencil today. I love the layered stencils by Craftread because they give you such beautiful effects. This particular stencil has 2 layers for the flowers and 2 leaves. So I'll begin by attaching the stencil to my paper. I'm using a basic cream cardstock and I will use some paper tape to attach it. This will ensure that my stencil doesn't move while I'm inking. For the inking, I'm going to be using 3 shades of pink, basically a light pink, a dark pink and a purple. And I like to use finger daubers for applying the color because this gives me more control over the coloring. Also because the spaces in the stencils are small, I can just push the color through. I don't need to do much of a circular motion or anything. Once I finish with the light pink, I'll move on to the dark pink. And you'll notice that I'm not doing much of blending here because I'm using colors from the same family, so they will blend naturally. Also remember to use multiple shades because that is what actually gives a good depth to your design. I'm using a different finger dauber for the purple since it's a very dark color, and I'm also applying much less pressure because I don't want too much color to go and sort of overpower the rest of the lighter shades. So once I've applied all the colors, I will just go back with the lighter color and just do a little bit of mixing over it. Just apply some light ink over the whole thing so that the flower looks more together, doesn't look patchy. And there's the flower that's ready. Now we'll move on to the second layer, which has the flower centers. So again, attach the stencil over the flower. The stencil is translucent and it is very easy to line up. For the flower centers, I wanted a slightly more opaque ink, so I decided to use an orange Distress Oxide ink, and I'm using a tiny brush to again just apply the color through the spaces. This is a process which goes very fast since we are using only one color, and Distress Oxide inks, they are hybrid inks, so it's easy to apply them, and the coverage is also very good. So now once our color is applied, I will just check once, lift up the stencil to make sure that I've covered all the areas. Now I will put the stencil back because I wanted to give some more definition to the flower centers. So what I'm going to be doing is adding some translucent glitter paste through it. You can use glitter paste, you can also use any kind of multimedia or texture paste. And since I have the translucent paste, I colored the flower centers first. But if you have a colored paste, you can just apply it directly, or you can take the glitter paste, put some ink into it, mix it, and then apply that. So I just use a small palette knife and small amounts of the glitter paste to push it through. Just remember, don't push the uh, paste too much through the stencil because otherwise it will leak. And now I'm just checking, yeah, I have covered all the areas. So I will peel off the stencil. Always remember to wash your stencil immediately because if the glitter paste dries on it, it is difficult to clean and you might even damage the stencil. And there you can see the pretty flower centers. They will need around half an hour to dry completely, or you can just take a heating tool and dry them with that. Now moving on, let's prepare the base. I decided to go with a black card base, and I just wanted very little texture on it, something very subtle and not too eye-catching. So what I'm using is a two-step plat. I'll use one of the stencils from it, and I will do some tone and tone inking. What this does is gives a light texture without distracting from rest of the flower. So again, I'm attaching a black card base to my stencil, and what you see below is an old magazine. That way I don't get any color on my work surface. I normally keep a couple of these around and I just keep tearing out pages as I use them. I find it very handy to use them as rough surfaces. And I always like to attach the stencil from behind so that it doesn't get in the way of my work surface. Now what I'm using is a black Distress Oxide ink and a brush, and I'm going to quickly apply it through the stencil. So there, that is, our base is done. I'll again peel off the stencil, wipe it off. And you can see the little bit of texture that has been added to the base. Now we'll go back to our flower. What I'm basically going to do now is simply fussy cut it with my scissors. This is a very easy design to fussy cut, and I will just start removing parts of it. If you're not confident about your fussy cutting, if you find it difficult to leave that even space around it, another suggestion I would make is just draw a light line with a pencil and then you can cut along with that. Now once you're done, you can just erase the line away. This especially works for areas which are small or a little more fiddly to cut. So this went pretty fast. It's not a difficult design to fussy cut. Our design is cut. So this is a flower in shades of pink. You can see the flower centers in glittery orange. I also inked another flower in shades of yellow, orange and purple, and some leaves, and I've fussy cut all of them. And here is the card base. So now we are ready to go and assemble our card. Assembling the card was very easy. I simply popped up all my fussy cut pieces on the black card base, and I either used glue to adhere them. Some of the parts I used foam tape. The sentiment I stamped on a small piece of cream cardstock with a pink ink, and I trimmed it and again popped it up with foam tape. So with that, our card is ready. I hope you enjoyed this video and you will consider subscribing. Please do catch me again for lots of more videos with lots of tips and tricks. Thank you. Bye.